Hey bro, I got a request from a subscriber in the comments to talk about how to deal with depression. A lot of people are saying that depression cannot be cured by, without medicine. You need to go to the doctor and the doctor will prescribe you some pills and you'll take these pills and that's how you cure depression. This is of course true, you can't do that. Many people do that. But the thing is, why would you cure something with pills if you can cure it without them? And it is really possible to cure depression without any pills or medications. You see, there's not a single thing, like depression is not one single thing. Depression is there are many stages of depression. Some people are more depressed, some people are less depressed. There is actually a score on how depressed you are. You can find some tests in the internet, like online tests, and you'll get the score on how depressed you are. Every people have some depression score, even people with no depression. I believe I have like 4 out of 21 or something like this. And so if you don't have a high depression score, you can cure depression. Absolutely. You can reverse it, you can get better. And so the things in this video will help you to get better. Also, this is the first part of this video. I'll record the second part and I'll upload today right after this one. In this first part, I will talk about the things that are pretty popular, that a lot of people are talking about. So probably you heard about all these things. And in the second video, I'll talk about more unknown practices that will help you with depression. So if you're interested in the more like curing depression for beginners, then this video is for you. So let's start with the first practice, meditation. So meditation is #1 practice for mental health in general, not only for depression. But why? Actually, it's not #1, it's #2. #1 is sleep. But why I didn't mention sleep then? Because sleep is it may be hard for you to fix your sleep if you have depression, because it requires a lot of more effort than meditation. So it's always better to start with meditation. It's always better to start with something easier and effective. Meditation is maybe just as effective as fixing your sleep. So why meditation is helpful? First of all, meditation develops your prefrontal cortex. And prefrontal cortex is a part of your brain that is responsible for regulating emotions, regulating impulses, controlling impulses. It is a very important part of your brain. And with meditation, you can easily develop it. I actually have a full guide on meditation. You can go and watch it. Just find it on my channel. The thing about meditation, though, is that it may take some time for you to see results. Like if you started today, you will probably not feel any results in a week, in a second week. I usually people see results after a month of meditation or so. So this is definitely a good habit to start. But just keep in mind that the results will not be visible soon. You will have to wait for them. And this might not be ideal if you have depression. If you have depression, you want something that will immediately help you. And the second thing I will talk about is such a thing. It will immediately improve your mood. It will just immediately give you some result that you can see. And this habit is going to the gym or exercising in general. Just any exercise is good. Why exercising is good for depression? It seems pretty illogical. But actually it is pretty logical, because when you exercise, exercising is very closely related to your brain. So if you exercise, your brain is stimulated. And this is what you need when you have depression, to stimulate your brain. Most of your brain is actually responsible not for thinking, just it's responsible for moving your body. Basically, most of your brain's capacity is used to is used for you to move. So the best way, absolute best way to stimulate your brain is to just move your body. Do some exercising. You can run, you can squat, you can do push-ups, you can do pull-ups. Just any exercising is good. I recommend to start with walking. Just, walking in the nature. And this is actually the third practice for depression. You need to spend a lot of time in nature. Spending time in nature is useful, is very good for you. Like, seriously. The reason why is because imagine a flashlight. When you put flashlight near the wall, very close to it, the light circle is becoming small. This is like a person's attention. When you move your light to the wall, your attention is focused. The light circle is small because your attention is focused. But when you move it away from the wall, the circle becomes bigger, right? This is how human attention works. When you are in the city, in a usual city environment, you are always focused. Your flashlight is always near the wall. Your light circle is always small. But sometimes you need to make it bigger. And the only way to make it bigger is to go to the nature. Because when you are in the nature, you actually are not focused on anything. Because this is the natural habitat for human. Humans evolved in nature. And by being, in the woods or somewhere in the nature, you are regenerating your ability to focus. This is very good for your brain. This is actually the reason why it's much easier to do the hard work after you've been to the walk in the forest or something. You may have heard that smart people like scientists, like Tesla, Tesla, everybody knows Tesla, that he walked for a lot of time in his day. He spent a lot of his time not working, but walking in the nature. Why do you think he did that? Because it's very good for your focus. You can focus a lot more after you did that. Because again, you are regenerating this ability. So what you can do is to combine the previous two steps with the third step. The way you do this is very simple. You can go for a walk in the park. This will be a physical activity like walking, and the park is pretty much the nature. Or you can meditate in the park, which is also good. Or you can go to the park, like you need to walk there, and then meditate, and then walk back. It will be 3 in 1. You will go there, which is walking, you will meditate, and you will spend time in nature. You might say that you don't have any nature around you. You live in a city, like in New York, or something like this. But the thing is, it doesn't have to be like nature. It doesn't have to be woods or forest somewhere in a remote location. It just have to be some grass and trees. That's all. Any park has that. Just find a park in Google Maps and go there. It's not that hard. Or find a river. There is usually, a place that is without any concrete near the river. Like with a lot of trees and grass. You can find it pretty often actually. Rivers and parks, they're everywhere. So just look for it. What I also wanted to mention is sunlight, but I already mentioned going to the walk in the nature, and this means you will get sunlight anyway. But I will mention sunlight anyway. So why sunlight is important? Sunlight is important, like very important for your mental health. Imagine a caveman who lives in a cave, Did he get sunlight? Obviously he did. He got sunlight every single day for multiple hours. Cavemen didn't just stay in a cave for a whole day. They hunted, and obviously they got sunlight. So sunlight is something that is very natural for humans, and a human needs to have sunlight. So just go outside in the morning, or whatever. I just mentioned that you need to go for a walk in the park or in the nature. So you will get sunlight if you will do this, and this will be enough sunlight. But yeah, really remember about sunlight. It's very important. The next thing I want to mention is the diet. You need to have a pretty good diet for your brain to work properly, because obviously your brain needs a lot of vitamins. So how do you have a good diet? I actually got a video on the best diet you can try. You can just find it. It's me sitting like that with an avocado. In that video, I explain everything you need to know about diet for beginners. It's the best diet. You can just try it even without money. You can always try this diet. It's very simple. It's not hard at all. So just go and watch that video next. Now, the next thing I will mention can be kind of tricky, because it can bring you some good, but it can bring you some bad too. And this thing is, you need to spend more time with people. Humans are social creatures. You probably know that already. So humans are much happier when they have connection with some other people. But this can also lead you to more depression, because obviously you need to avoid negative people. You need to avoid toxic people. All of this will be bad for you. Maybe it's even better to be alone than be with toxic and negative people. So it will be the best for you to find some good people that you can spend time with. People who will not judge you, people who will support you. But this can be hard. So be careful with this step. But obviously try to find friends and people who you can talk to. Maybe it's your family, but maybe your family is toxic. So decide on your own how you can find such people. But really, be careful be careful not to talk to negative and toxic people. Actually, now thinking about it, there's the way that you can get the most benefit from social connections without exposing yourself to toxic people. And this way is, you need to make a short, quick social connection when you're outside. Like in Walmart, you can just come to people, say, "Hey, how was your day? What are you buying?" Small talk. It's called small talk in English. Americans are very good in small talks. Seriously, I'm not very good at this, but you can try that. And this will make both of you happier. Not only you, but the person you're talking to. People are enjoying when other people are talking to them. This was proven by studies, and the effectiveness of this method was also proven by studies. So seriously, just go, like when you're outside, just make a social connection, meet some people. It doesn't have to be some deep conversation about life and meaning of life and if God exists or not. It's supposed to be a quick conversation about the things around you. 5 minutes and you never see this person again. But this will make you happier. And the last thing that I will mention in this video is gratitude journaling. Basically what gratitude journaling is, you take your phone or a piece of paper and you write 5 sentences. I'm grateful for something. How to find these things that you're grateful for? You just look around your room. Like, let's say you look around your room and you find your computer. You write, I'm grateful for my computer. But now, why you're grateful for it? Imagine that you don't have your computer. It suddenly disappeared. Would you be sad? Or you would be happy? You probably will be sad, right? Because how you will now watch productive podcasts, or how you will watch my videos, or how you will, I don't know what people use computers for. So, right, I'm grateful for my computer, because with it I can do this and this and this. So I'm grateful for it. Now look around the room and find another thing. I'm grateful for my chair, because I can sit on it, and I can do this stuff and this stuff with it. Now, write 5 such sentences. Just find 5 things that you're grateful for. It may be not something from your room. It may be something like your mom, or your family in general, or your pet, or, I don't know, sunlight, your car, your country you live in, whatever. Just write 5 things you're grateful for. Really imagine that you don't have these things. After you wrote them down, imagine that you don't have these things. Imagine what your life would be without them. This is actually 2 things in one. Gratitude journaling, and the second thing, when you imagine that you don't have these things, it's called, I believe it's called negative visualization. When you imagine that you don't have something that you have already. So just do these things every single day. Don't believe you're too good for this. I always fall for this. I believe that, no, I don't need gratitude journal anymore. It takes time, and I already feel good. But seriously, it is so good when you actually do this. Even if you are advanced in mental health, even if you have good mental health, it's always best to do this. Even I do this. Seriously, I do this every single day. So, just do this. It's not that hard. It's only 5 sentences. So that's it for this video. I'll upload the second part also today. So, look out for this. In the second part, I will tell about more advanced practices. Some practices that people are not talking about, or talking about less than these. These are kind of the most popular ones, but they also work. So, yeah, I see you in the next one.